Hi guys, welcome to Learn Electronics Repair. I was at one of the local hardware shops yesterday, the Chinese shops as we call them. We have quite a lot of these over here and they're kind of like a mixture between a hardware store and homeware, everything from soft furnishings to gardening stuff and things for your car and you know, that sort of thing, tools, yeah. So we have a lot of this brand, this Iiyset. You seem to have this everywhere. I don't know whether it's a Spanish thing, but you know, it says here like an Italian, French, England, Hungarian, and on the other side Spanish, Italian, France, English again. And this is solder. You'll see the price here, €10.90. That's not actually what I paid. So when I took this to the till, they rung it in and it said $9.95, so they charged me $9.95, and that's for a 200 gram roll of solder. Yeah, they had some 100 gram ones as well, and some packs with solder and flux together for about €7, a 100 gram plus flux. But I grabbed this one, and this is telling me estaño, which is Spanish for tin, and plomo, which is Spanish for lead. And you'll see this is not 30% lead like you have 60-40, for example. This is 70% lead, yeah? And that's what we have. 30-70. It says use personal protective equipment, follow the welder's instructions, whoever hears, not suitable for welding products affected by the ROHS directive. But you know, I don't believe what it says on these Spanish, Chinese type things. I mean, I had the neon screwdriver that said if the neon does not light up, it doesn't mean there isn't electricity there, and it also said do not use it as a screwdriver. So I thought, well, why is it a neon screwdriver then? And I had the multimeter, if you remember a few videos ago, that said bleeps on continuity. There was no bleeper inside it when we opened it up, and it also said no user serviceable parts inside, but it contained the battery. So I don't trust what they say on these things. I just decided to try them, yeah? So I guess, and somebody's going to put me right or wrong, this brand is all over the EU and UK. I think I remember seeing this brand in the UK. They make tools usually that fall apart the first time you use them. That sort of thing, yeah? So let's see if this solder works. Yeah, let's see if it actually works. Well, this is my regular solder, so this is 63% tin, 37% lead, and I also have the 60% tin, 40% lead, 60-40, the common one. Let's see how the melting point compares with these. Well, this is the 63 tin, 37 lead melting point. Let's have a look. So, actual facts 183. So, how about the 60-40? Well, 188. So it looks like in actual fact you have a bit more lead that goes up. That's surprising me. I would have thought it would actually come down, but you know, I've never really looked before. And ours is 30 tin and it is 70 lead. And it's saying the same. So all these solders seem to melt at the same point. It's suggesting this is basically the same as the solder I normally use, but it was quite cheap. So let's have a look and see how well it works. How about googling for what is 3070 solder used for? Why do we have this solder? Well, it says it's primarily used for soldering aluminium to aluminium or copper. That's interesting because usually I can't solder to aluminium. Used extensively in spray wire from full capacitors. It has high tensile strength. Well, I think we've looked into that quite a bit. What does YouTube think about this? Do we have some reviews? Well, I don't know that we do have. That's interesting. Yeah, either the stuff is no good or nobody's ever posted a video about it. Until now. Yeah, until now. Okay guys, let's try this stuff. The first thing I noticed, and I did notice this actually when I bought it, is that this is 0.8mm solder, whereas this is 0.6. I normally use 0.6. I don't really use 0.8, but we have that. I will say I'm never quite sure what the 0.8 refers to because it still isn't the diameter. Yeah, let's have a look. This is a 0.6. Oh, actually it might be the diameter, you know. Yeah, okay. I'll accept that is the diameter of it. But apart from being a little bit thicker, well, let's try it, okay. So the first question is, does it melt? Well, let's see. It melts. Yeah, it feels good actually. This is the stuff I normally use. Seems to melt just as well as that. Let's try what I normally do, get some scrap board and start playing around with it. Let's see what this can do. Okay, so this is a scrap power supply for salvaging. There's some parts being removed already. Let's just have a quick play. So this is normally how I remove, for example, capacitors and diodes and such like from salvaging parts if I want to change them. So we'll use my solder first. Okay, let's have a look at this. Yeah, so this is my soldering, so it just flows nicely. Add a little bit of solder. Just get hold of one end of the capacitor. Move it away from me in this instance. It moved towards me. See, that's coming out quite nicely. Just hit the legs. Yeah, out it came. So that worked well enough. Let's try this stuff. Yeah, let's try it. Another capacitor, why not? Same sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Just fell out, so that seems to be fine. Let's go for this big diode here. Okay, let's try this one. So just add a bit of solder to this end. Same on the other end. Okay. See if we can do this without burning my fingers. Yeah, it's out. So, oh, it's out, but I did burn my finger a little bit. It was hotter than I expected. And this just fell out the board. So I succeeded in taking it out, but not quite so much on not burning my finger, yeah. But we'll put that down to technique and nothing to do with the solder. Let's try this stuff for some SMD work. Okay, so usual thing then, let's try desolder some of the SMD capacitors. So we'll add a bit of flux. Okay. There we go. A little bit of the cheap leaded solder with lots of lead in it. Yeah, let's tin one end, let's go for the other end. Okay. Let's tin both ends. Let's see how easily this comes off. Let's heat both ends a little bit. Yeah, look at that. That came off easily. Let's try some more. Well, we have a couple here. These are slightly smaller, but let's have a go. So again, a bit of flux. Okay. Other end. Okay. I can probably do this from one end, just heat it up, it'll probably come off the board. Yeah, there you go. Did I remove part of the capacitor by doing it from one end only? Let's have a look. No, I think it's just where the solder was, Luke. But what I have managed to do is get a big blob of it onto the board. This is possibly because it's like a thicker gauge, so I'm getting more soldering than I normally would want to. Okay, but it cleans up nicely, guys. Not a problem. Let's go with this one. Heat the other end a little bit. Come back to it. Yeah, came off nicely. I have to say, I think this stuff works good. Try these. Yeah. Other end. Okay. We'll try the technique this time of heating both ends at once. So heat one end, other end. Yep, it came nicely, cleanly. Okay, try this diode. That feels a little bit hard to move. Let's try this. Not coming easily, that's for sure. Now that it doesn't seem to like. Let's clean some of this off. Let's put some of the other solder I normally use on here. Let's have a look. That feels a bit kind of like sticky to me. So we'll clean some off. Well, it certainly goes into the braid. Yeah. A little bit of flux on the braid, that's what I normally do. Okay. Try a bit of the mechanic. Try about this. Okay. Okay, see if this will come off. Okay. Clearly there's a lot of heavy power planes or ground planes in this area that made that quite difficult to remove. Let's find another one if we can. Well, these seem to be attached to the same sort of plane here, so you'd expect that these would be difficult also. Yeah. So first again with the mechanic solder, one I normally use. Okay. Other side. Yeah. Let's see. Get a hold of it to kind of heat both sides. Yeah, these are in a difficult area, that is for sure. See if we can get it this way. Not easily. I'll turn the soldering iron up onto boost. Let's try this. Yeah, that's got it. Just go again. I've moved it. Okay. Yeah, I do have it. It's just being a little bit troublesome. Let's get heat onto both sides. There we are. Okay. I'll let that cool down a bit and try it again with that other solder. Let's try a couple of these resistors here. So again, this is with this cheap stuff, the 3070 from the Chinese shop. Okay. You can see the problem with this, guys. It's with it being so much thicker, you tend to get a lot more in than you want. Maybe that's just familiarity with me using the narrower gauge solder, so I'm just expecting this to behave in the same way. That could actually well be the case. I'll try and put it a little bit less. Yeah. Let's see if we can unsolder these. Well, I managed to unsolder the other one, but this is a scrap board, guys, so I'm not overly fussed about that. Yep, this one once again is proving very tricky. And that's on boost. It's coming. I can see I actually moved it. Yeah, see it's loose. Okay. Came off in one piece, took a while, it did. As a final check, let's go back to this one. Yeah, now this is cooled down. Yeah, that's quite cool. And we'll do this with this cheap solder. Remember, I moved the one next to it with the one I normally used, the 6337. Okay. Let's see if it makes any difference. It was very difficult to unsolder the other one. Okay. Let's see what this does. Well, once again, actually, it's not wanting to go easily. Okay. It's coming. I'm going to add a bit more flux to that actually. Okay. Well, it's not doing a good job with this one, that's for sure. You know, the more I use this stuff, guys, the more I'm thinking actually maybe it isn't as good as the regular solder. This is my regular solder. Let's get a bit of that in there. Seems to flow better. Okay. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, not easily, but it did come off. And let's just look at the pads on the board. Yeah, they're fine. Let's give this a try. So just a piece of wire. The soldering iron is back down to its normal temperature. So let's try this solder without flux. We'll just use it. Okay. Some soldering to the wire. Tin the other wire. Probably try to get this into the shot for you guys. Okay, that's tin. Let's try and connect these together. Well, actually, guys, that is just not working. Yeah, put some flux on it. Let's go again. A little bit more solder. Okay. Try it. Oh, what is going on with this stuff, guys? Hey, what's happening here? It doesn't want to solder. So let's put some flux on the other end. Okay. Let's tin that. They're both tinned. You'd think I'm soldering like an amateur here, guys. Look. Yeah. Is there something wrong with this wire? Well, let's strip the other end and let's try my solder. Again, without flux, this is my solder. 6337, let's see what it does. Well, it's just tinning it, maybe a little bit better. Okay. Other end, slightly out of focus, I know, but let's see. Well, it's tinned. Let's see if we can join these together. And there's the answer, yes we can. Okay. Not the best joint in the world, but it's not going to come apart. I mean, I can always do from the other side as well. So what was going on with this other end of it? I mean, look, what was happening here? Let's try again with this other solder. I'll hold the wire further from the crocodile clip this time, okay? So we're not transferring as much heat down that way. Let's have a go. So here we go with our 3070 solder. Well, it did tin it this time. Let's try the other end. Well, again, it tinned it. Will these connect? Let's see. Can't even get the stuff to melt. How can that be? I mean, it tinned. It's like once it solidifies, you can't get it to melt again. Okay, let's add some flux. Let's see if that helps. I'm not really sure what's going on with it. It's very strange. I'll actually just put a little bit on the iron as well, just get a bit of wet solder on there. That always helps with the heat conduction. Right, what's it do? Well, the truth is it doesn't. Yeah. Not easily, at least. I mean, eventually. No. There's something very odd with this stuff, guys. This is my solder. This is my stuff. Yeah, just added a bit on that one. I'm going to add a bit to this one, so we've now got an alloy of the both. Okay. How does it solder now? It solders. Okay. So there we go, guys. I don't know whether this alloy of solder just doesn't work very well, or whether this isn't what it says it is. Any analytical chemists out there who can maybe tell us, using a home brew labs, a few solutions, can we prove what's in this? That'd be fun. Yeah, that would be fun if we can prove what is that alloy. Okay. And this stuff does work. I mean, that is soldered now, yeah? This one, well, I won't put it in the bin because we might have some fun trying to figure out what the stuff actually is, but I shouldn't have bought it. Please tell your friends to view this video, enough of you to pay for that stuff, yeah? Because I certainly ain't going to be using it. That's a shame, because at first I thought it was okay, but quite clearly it is not okay. It melts, no problem. But when you come to solder with it, it doesn't work. So I will put this along with the electrical testing neon screwdriver that they told me not to use. I'll put this along with the insulation tape that I had from the Chinese shop that isn't sticky. The parcel tape that every time you take it off the roll, it just breaks and snaps. It won't come off with a piece. What else did we have from the Chinese? Not on the channel, but oh, the soil. Wife loves the soil. Soil for the garden, you know, like potting soil from the Chinese shop doesn't work. Anything you stick in it dies. My wife, for the first 3 years on the island, couldn't figure out why she couldn't grow anything. Then we went to the garden centre and got some other soil, and that works. Yeah. So there you go. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that anyway, and comments below. Have a good weekend, which it is right now. Public holidays, I think, everywhere, start of May. And I look forward to seeing you all soon on another Learn Electronics Repair video. Ciao for now, guys.